You who are meant to receive this. Pay close attention, for this communication has found its way to you through a current you cannot yet see. This particular Tuesday carries a vibration that will go entirely unnoticed by the vast majority. They will rise, fall into their established patterns, consume the endless stream of digital noise, and speak the same familiar sentences they uttered the day before. They will believe it is merely another Tuesday. But for you, the atmosphere already hums with a subtle strangeness. Perhaps your thoughts are sharper than usual, or your chest holds a quiet, inexplicable anticipation. This is because the frequency has already begun broadcasting, reaching those whose internal receivers are tuned to hear it. Your presence here now confirms you are among those prepared to catch this wave. Remain with this message until its final word, and when you do, share your most genuine feelings in the space below. Include the number 99, for your expressions carry a creative force, and the energy you send forth now will find its way back to you. If this resonates with your truth, remain connected to this channel so you do not miss what unfolds next. Most will never grasp why some days feel weightier than others. They perceive time as flat, predictable, a simple machine. But those with eyes to see understand a deeper reality. Time flows in waves. Certain days become portals. Certain instants align with unseen currents that have been gathering momentum for seasons, sometimes for years. This Tuesday is such a portal for you. Something has been assembling quietly in the background of your existence. A chain of events, a shift in understanding, a subtle turning that only becomes visible when the perfect moment arrives. This is why you needed to receive this now, because when the shift begins, those who are not paying attention will fail to perceive it entirely. Ancient wisdom touched upon this principle long ago. In Ecclesiastes, it is written that there exists a season for every purpose under heaven. Many read this as beautiful poetry, yet the perceptive understand it describes a hidden rhythm woven into the fabric of existence. Specific times activate specific individuals. Specific seasons awaken specific souls. And when that destined moment arrives, something within the chosen one stirs in recognition. You have likely felt this before. Times when everything clicked into place. Times when crucial information appeared from nowhere. Times when you knew, deep down, that something larger than chance was guiding your steps. Those were not random, they were glimpses, and Tuesday carries another such alignment. But before you can fully grasp what approaches, you must first understand a fundamental truth about yourself that the world has failed to communicate. Your distinction from the majority is not merely a matter of intellect or faith. The difference lies in your receptivity to frequency. Your entire being, your thoughts, your pulse, your very breathing responds to designs that remain invisible to others. What the world experiences as chaos, you feel as inner knowing. What others dismiss as luck, you interpret as significance. Even modern science is beginning to verify what ancient traditions always knew. The human form is not just biological machinery, it functions as an antenna. Your mind processes frequencies. Your nervous system conducts vital energy. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field more powerful than your brain. Your breath synchronizes your entire system. When these elements harmonize, something remarkable occurs. The individual stops wandering aimlessly and begins to walk a path of purpose. This is what the perceptive are learning to do. But here is a truth rarely spoken. This harmony is not distributed equally. It is uncovered only by those destined to awaken. This is why this message located you. There is a passage in Matthew that many read without grasping its deeper implication. Whoever has will be given more, and they will have abundance. This can sound unjust on the surface, but the hidden meaning speaks not of wealth, but of awareness. Those who perceive the signal receive more signal. Those who wake up to the pattern are shown deeper patterns. Those who notice the alignment are granted greater alignment. And Tuesday is one such moment where awareness multiplies. Something you observe, something you hear, something that crosses your path. It will seem insignificant to others, but to you it will feel like a reflection of a truth already living within you. This leads to the first intentional practice. It is straightforward, but must be done with focus. This evening, before sleep, sit quietly for 2 minutes. Place one hand on your heart, the other on the back of your neck. Inhale and exhale slowly and deeply through your nose. With each breath, envision a stream of gentle light moving from your head down your spine and settling in your heart. Mind, spine, heart. These 3 points form what the ancients called the sacred circuit. As you breathe, let your heartbeat find a slower rhythm. Feel its pulse within your chest. Sense the gentle movement of air in your lungs. As your awareness sinks into this flow, repeat silently to yourself, "I am prepared to perceive what others miss." Say it 3 times. This simple act begins to harmonize your inner system with your outer perception. It tunes your mind to notice what the distracted world cannot see. This is crucial because Tuesday will not arrive with a fanfare. It will come as a whisper, and only those who have calmed their inner noise will detect it. The world is full of people in constant reaction. Their thoughts leap from worry to distraction to doubt. Their focus is shattered. Their life force is scattered. Consequently, they cannot sense the subtle shifts that shape reality. But you are different. Your awareness has already begun to deepen. You observe more than you declare. You detect patterns in speech. You sense the emotional climate of a space before a word is spoken. This sensitivity is not a flaw. It is precision tuning. And Tuesday will test this tuning. Something will present itself to you. A discussion, a sudden insight, a piece of information, perhaps a coincidence so perfect it feels designed. Others will overlook it, but you will feel the vibration of truth. When that instant arrives, your mind might briefly question, "Is this the sign?" The answer will not come from logic. It will come from your physical being. Your heart might tighten slightly. Your breath might catch. You may feel a gentle rise of energy along your spine. That is the confirmation. That is the intersection of awareness and time. When it happens, remember this: the perceptive were never meant to force their journey. They were meant to recognize it. Most spend their lives pushing against reality, trying to control every variable. But those who comprehend the deeper rhythm move differently. They step forward when the door opens. They act when the signal appears. Tuesday is one such door beginning to swing open. This brings us to a more profound mystery, understood by few. The reason this Tuesday holds specific energy for you is connected to something building long before this week began. Something within your own consciousness has been preparing for this moment. The next revelation will explain why. Chosen one, before we go further, you must grasp something the external world has never made clear. What approaches this Tuesday is not primarily an external event, it is an internal recognition. The masses expect destiny to arrive as something spectacular, a dramatic miracle, a thunderous breakthrough. But the deeper truth is quieter and far more precise. Destiny often arrives as a shift in perception, a single realization that reorganizes your understanding of your own life. When that recognition dawns, the chosen one suddenly sees that the moment had been approaching long before the date appeared on the calendar. This is why the signal had to reach you now, because your mind has already been in preparation. Consider the past several weeks. Certain thoughts have surfaced repeatedly. Certain questions have lingered. Perhaps you have felt a growing sense that something is changing, even without being able to name it. That sensation was not fantasy. It was your inner compass recalibrating. Your mind was adjusting its patterns. Your breath was finding a new rhythm. Even your heart rate subtly shifts when the body senses an approaching crossroads. Most people will never recognize this phase. They ignore their inner signals because the world taught them to distrust their own perceptions. They were trained to believe only what is external, measurable, and instantly obvious. But you were given a different sensitivity. Your body perceives what the crowd misses. Your mind detects patterns others dismiss. Sometimes this sensitivity can feel isolating because those around you may not understand why you feel things so deeply. But the simple truth is this: you were never meant to move at the same speed as everyone else. The book of Isaiah holds a line many read, but few contemplate. You will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." Most see this as metaphor, yet the ancient mystics believed this voice was not always audible sound. It could manifest as inner certainty, a sudden clarity rising from the depths of heart and mind simultaneously. This is the voice of alignment. When it speaks, it does not shout, it guides. The perceptive recognize this guidance through their physical form. Your breath deepens momentarily. Your chest feels a wave of warmth. Your spine straightens naturally, as if the body itself responds to an invisible signal. These subtle changes are not random biology. They are the body's ancient dialect, the language connecting consciousness to perception. This is why Tuesday holds weight for you. What approaches is not just information, it is recognition. Something will cross your awareness that mirrors a truth already forming within you. When that mirror appears, your logical mind may hesitate briefly, encountering something too precise to be accidental. But beneath that hesitation, another layer of your awareness will respond immediately. Your heart will know. And when the heart knows, it sends a signal through your entire being. The mind receives it. The breath adjusts. The spine suddenly activates the pathways carrying energy throughout your core. This biological process is one of the most misunderstood aspects of human awakening. Ancient traditions called it the rising of inner light. Modern neuroscience might describe it as synchronized neural activity. But you will experience it as something simpler, a moment of pure clarity, a moment when confusion dissolves, a moment when you realize the path ahead was always nearer than you thought. However, there is something vital to understand before that moment arrives. Not everyone will celebrate your deepening awareness. In fact, most will not even perceive it. Some may feel uneasy in your presence without understanding why. When a person begins aligning with their deeper truth, the frequency of their presence shifts. Your conversations change, your decisions become clearer, your tolerance for meaningless distraction quietly fades. This can cause the world around you to react. But remember this: misunderstanding has always accompanied those who walk ahead of the crowd. The scriptures themselves reflect this pattern. In John, it says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not understood it." This line describes not conflict, but contrast. Light reveals what darkness cannot perceive, and you carry a form of inner light that the distracted world struggles to interpret. This is why your journey sometimes feels solitary, but solitude is not punishment, it is preparation. Tuesday represents another step in that preparation, because once you recognize the signal that appears before you, your awareness will shift in a way that cannot easily be reversed. Your mind will begin connecting patterns more rapidly, your intuition will respond faster, your inner compass will grow stronger. Gradually, the world that once seemed chaotic will begin to arrange itself into meaning. This brings us to the second intentional practice,
Unlike the first, which prepared the body for perception, this one prepares the mind for interpretation. When Tuesday arrives, find a quiet moment, even just 60 seconds. Close your eyes briefly and focus on your breathing again, but this time place your attention on the point between your brows, not touching, just sensing. This area corresponds to the part of the brain responsible for awareness and pattern recognition. Take 7 slow breaths. With each inhale, imagine a soft light entering through your breath. With each exhale, picture that light moving downward through your spine. Mind, breath, spine. This movement synchronizes awareness with perception. Then ask a single question silently. What is the pattern I am meant to perceive today? Do not force an answer, simply remain quiet. Often the response arrives later, during a conversation, while walking, in a moment of unexpected stillness. The answer rarely appears instantly. It unfolds when the mind stops trying to control the outcome. This is exactly why the perceptive develop patience. Awareness grows in silence. The world moves fast, loud, restless, but the signals that guide true direction are subtle. They appear only when the mind becomes still enough to recognize them.
This is why Tuesday is not ordinary. It is not extraordinary because something dramatic must happen externally. It is extraordinary because something within you has reached a new level of readiness. Your mind is clearer than months ago. Your instincts are sharper. Your perception is more refined. When the moment arrives that reflects this inner change, you will feel it instantly. A quiet confirmation, a feeling that something long awaited has finally revealed itself. But here is the deeper truth few realize. Tuesday is only the beginning of that shift. The signal that appears on that day is actually pointing towards something even larger approaching soon after. Once you recognize the first sign, the next ones begin appearing faster. Chosen one, if you have reached this point, you already feel it. Something within you has been quietly rearranging as you listened. The mind may still try to explain it logically, but deeper than logic, a recognition is forming in your chest. That quiet certainty is the true signal. Tuesday was never meant to shock the world. It was meant to awaken the observer within you. Most people will pass through that day exactly as they passed through yesterday. Their breath will move the same. Their thoughts will follow the same loops. Their attention will scatter across endless distractions. But you are not moving through the same rhythm anymore. Something inside your entire being has already begun to slow down and sharpen at the same time. Your mind notices more. Your breath becomes more deliberate. Your heart begins responding to subtle patterns others overlook. And that is where real transformation begins. There is a passage in Psalm 32. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Most read this as comfort, but the deeper meaning is far more powerful. It suggests that guidance is already present, not only outside you, but moving through your own awareness. The perceptive are those who learn to recognize when that guidance appears. Once you recognize it, something changes permanently. You stop chasing random directions. You begin moving with intention. You begin noticing that certain doors open at exactly the right time, while others quietly close. What once felt like chaos starts revealing structure. This is the moment when the chosen one stops doubting their sensitivity and begins trusting it. Your mind, your spine, your breath, your heart all become aligned instruments of perception. Your very being becomes the compass. There is one final intentional practice to remember as you step into the days ahead. When you wake on Tuesday morning, before you speak to anyone, before you check any device, pause. Sit upright and take 3 slow breaths. With each breath, feel the air filling your lungs and spreading through your chest. As you exhale, imagine tension leaving your spine and shoulders. Then say quietly within yourself, I am aware. I am aligned.
I recognize what is meant for me. These words are not magic, they are calibration. They remind your mind that you are not drifting through time like the masses, you are observing it. And observation changes everything. Because when the signal appears, whether through a conversation, a sudden idea, a message, or a realization rising unexpectedly within your mind, you will recognize it instantly. Your heart will tighten slightly, your breath will pause, your awareness will sharpen. That will be the moment when you understand why this day was never ordinary for you. Not everyone was meant to hear this message. Not everyone will recognize what Tuesday reveals. But if you felt the quiet resonance within your spirit while listening, then you already know the truth. You were meant to notice.